There you go, 13 minutes to 1 o'clock on Radio Ulster and Radio Foyle. Éanna McCanna, filmmaker, is staying with us. And we also have Jake and Ross, Jake McBride, Ross Clarke, both 22.
Yep.
So, you might think to yourself, if I said to you, do you fancy a wee trip to Morocco? Wouldn't that be lovely? This time of the year, 7 days in the warmth, Sahara Desert. The only twist is you have to run a marathon. You have to run a marathon basically every day for 6 days. It's called the Marathon Des Sables, coming up in April. It's one of the toughest races in the world, and you two are doing it. Are you mad, both of you?
A wee bit.
Why? I mean, why decide to do this? I know you've done other, we'll talk about the other run things that you've done.
Yeah.
Why? This is like, everybody says this is the most extreme kind of
We've
run.
did a lot of ultras in the past. The biggest challenges with them have been the distance, obviously, but the Marathon Des Sables, I would say the biggest challenges with that was you're in the desert, the sand, the heat. You have to carry a backpack with all your supplies for the week.
Yeah, there's no support vehicle.
No. Well, they will refuel you with water and pitch your tent for you, but you have to carry everything else on your back.
All your meals and everything in reconstituted packets, all on your back in a 20-litre bag. So it's really not a lot of space to sort of carry your life for 7 days to survive. But
And what is the temperature? I mean, what is the average temperature when you're, because you're going to be running during the day, aren't you?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Last year, the highest it got to was 50, but I think it averages around high 30s to 40.
yeah, so if we get unlucky and caught out in a heat wave in the desert, it'll be 50, and there'll also be sandstorms. So it's going to be very challenging. So it will, an unknown environment.
I think it gets quite chilly at night, so you have to pack like a down jacket and have a decent sleeping bag with you to make sure you're not too cold during the night.
I mean, Éanna's with us staying on with us. You did a bit of running.
Yeah, I used to run for Lisburn.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And who do you guys run for?
Just ourselves.
Yeah.
But you've never attempted to do something
nothing
like
like
Marathon Des
this.
Sables. Although you did win. Tell me again.
Armagh International.
The Armagh International 2007, and you featured on, you were interviewed on
Sky Sport.
Well done. That's
I probably
pretty
did
good.
better there than I did here.
That was the high point of your running career then.
Yeah, it was.
So how do you prepare for running in 30, 40 plus degrees of heat?
Yeah.
Never mind the fact that it's 26 miles a day for 6 days.
So my technique, I've been running with extra layers on, try to get my body used to running in the heat. And Ross.
But even at that, even if you have a coat on and you're running, it's not going to be anything like.
I think there's only so much you can do until you get there and see what it's actually like.
Yeah, there will be an element of the unknown with this race for us, definitely. For myself, I've been out in the sauna pretty much every day for the last sort of 2 months, and I will continue to do so right up until the race. If you prepare your body far beyond that temperature, hopefully it'll make it feel a little easier, when
you're doing it
on race
but
day.
in the sauna, you'll be sitting in the sauna.
Yeah.
Not running in the sauna. No. I mean, it's an extraordinary I can't kind of get my head around it, and regularly we have had people in on the programme before they've gone. We've never had anybody in after. God, I wonder what happened to all those people. We've had people in before who've gone off to run the Marathon Des Sables, and when they describe it, I mean, to a person like me who doesn't run or whatever, it just sounds like challenge upon challenge in the heat, the extraordinary kind of distances and all the rest. It is just, so what, is there an addiction there? Is there a kind of a, there must be a wee bit of madness, Jake.
Yeah, there's a lot of pain involved, but once you've completed your challenge that you've been training for months, then you just feel amazing because you've accomplished something, and then you're like, what's next? I need to do something harder. And it's just the satisfaction of completing it.
It's so rewarding at the end of any sort of 100-miler ultra that we would do or whatever. The last 8 miles, 10 miles, you're saying, never again will I enter one of these again. And the next morning, you're still in so much pain physically, but mentally, you're on Googling for your next race.
Where's the next one?
What's the next
That's
adventure?
and people are like that with marathons. I know people like that with marathons who are looking around and saying, where can I get the next marathon? And it could be Madrid, or it could be London, or it could be Belfast or Dublin or wherever. But it's
adrenaline.
Whatever that gene is, I don't have it. I can't.
You don't want
Somebody
that?
said one stage, would you not love? I'd love to go to Madrid, but I'd rather sit and have some tapas on the thing and have a wee beer. The idea of sweating my way around the city and
you can enjoy that
degrees.
after. You have to earn it first, no?
Yeah, maybe it's a carrot and stick then. That might be it. But you've already done running the length of Ireland.
Yeah.
So how long? I know it was 8 days altogether of running.
Well, it was over 9 days, but it's like 8 days time wise, kind of way. So that was from.
Did you south to north or north to south?
South to north, Mizenhead to Mallinhead.
Mizzen to Malin.
Yeah.
Get the tailwind on the way up.
Yeah.
So that was around 350 miles. So we were running around 40 a day, which is more than what we'll be running in the
that's what I was
desert.
gonna say.
Yeah, it's more distance, so we're
That's a marathon
comfortable.
and a half a day.
Yeah, we're comfortable with the distance, but it's the other factors that we're wary of.
And what were the dangers associated with running here?
The rain.
Yeah, well, the rain.
Wind.
And it was all on road as well. So, like, you think, Ireland, a lot of it was off trail through mountains, but it really wasn't, because we took the most direct route we could get to get ourselves there as quick as possible, So,
And do you think of it as a team thing?
Oh,
Because
yeah.
running, we always think of the loneliness of the long distance runner, and you're there with your thoughts and whatever's going through your head, and it's that individual you against the world thing.
Yeah.
But the two of you strike me as a kind of a
yeah, we always do these things
pair.
together. Sometimes you'll break off, one will go in front and you'll not talk to each other for miles. You'll just listen to the sound of your footsteps, because you've all got your own wee coping strategies, to get through your lowest points. But obviously we do a lot of this for charity as well. We raised about 9,000 for Macmillan Cancer and Marymount down in Cork. And when we
With
ran
the Ireland run?
Yeah, that was with the Ireland run.
and this Marathon des Sables one is for
NIPANC, so that's Northern Ireland Pancreatic Cancer. So after doing that, we decided we would do this for them. And although we don't have immediate family members directly affected, we've seen so many people in the community all around us where we live, and have friends and family who know others who are affected, and we've been so inspired when we've seen what they have done to help support families suffering with this illness. It's a really under-researched illness, and the long-term sort of diagnosis, or the early diagnosis, just really isn't there with it. The signs and symptoms just aren't really recognised, and people aren't going to get checked. So what this charity's doing is really important in raising awareness, bringing out resources to promote the signs and symptoms, so that people can pick
check
up
early and find earlier
get
than
diagnosed,
we do.
and ultimately us and everyone else doing crazy fundraisers like this, or raising awareness is saving lives. That's what it is.
And when you talk about the low points during a run, and you, Jake's low point won't necessarily come at the same time as yours, Ross. And what does that feel like when you're there and you're questioning yourself?
Yeah, it's terrible. During the Ireland run on the third day, so not even too far into it, last 5k, my ankle gone, and I couldn't run for further than like 20 seconds without it aching. So I was in a pretty bad mood. The rest of the Ross had finished, and I was walking it, and I thought that was me finished. I wouldn't be able to finish.
This is day 2.
Day three.
Day three.
So I thought that was me finished. I was going to have to check out. But then that night, taped up my foot, and just it was fine the next day. So so I just had to hang in there.
It's a miracle.
It was. But the low points are really low, and you just have to keep going, especially when you're running throughout the night and you're in the dark and it's cold. That's when you get the low points.
And that's what I was thinking, because at least with the Ireland run, you will have people. You might actually have people that know you and belong to you at some stage, but you'll have people probably just coming out and maybe cheering you on. I don't imagine you're going to have that in Morocco.
No.
In the Sahara Desert.
Definitely not.
No.
You'll be left with your own thoughts for a good while. But I think
You have a point here and you have a point there, and you have to get your way to the
Gets
next.
from A to B, yeah. But just when you were talking about your low points there, I think we would both agree, when we're doing these things, when you are at your lowest in these races, you have to put everything into perspective. I would always look to people who are like suffering with cancer and these charities that we do these things for. So pancreatic cancer, for example, the patients suffering and the families affected, they never complain or give up. They just keep going on. So it's really an honour for us to be able to use our fitness while we're this age and go out and show our support and really make a valuable difference, and do our best to raise awareness. So
Fair play to you both. Where can people find out more then?
Yeah, so if you search Google NIPANC or NIPANC Jake and Ross, the donation page should come up. And if you want to follow us on Instagram, it's desert_ultra_NIPANC, and we'll be posting any training videos or any updates.
So kind of Jake and Ross, NIPANC, NIPANC.
Yeah, or if you just search the NIPANC socials itself, we'll be tagged in all those. They'll have promoted us
I'd
on
say
there.
if you just put in Mad Belfast Runners.
Or that, yeah.
Might come up.
Our youngest to run the length of Ireland will come up too.
Really?
Yeah.
Were you the youngest?
We're the youngest.
No way.
Yeah.
21.
21.
And in terms of the Marathon Des Sables, have there been younger people run?
Unfortunately,
We've
yeah.
been outdone, yeah.
Wow. And I mean, what else do you pack? You know, when you're heading for Morocco, you've your stuff that you're going to take with you. But like, can you take a, I don't know, games console? Can you take the phone? Can you take
It's up to you how much you
even
want to
times when
bring.
you're, in your downtime?
You have to carry anything you bring on your
Whatever you're
bag,
prepared to
so
carry.
it's honestly up to you. Some people try to make their pack as light as possible, so they bring less food. Like they won't bring their phone or anything like that, but it's up to you how much comfort you want to have. But it's a trade-off.
Yeah, I don't think there'll be much room for luxuries. Definitely not. But
And do you know anybody else that's running it from here?
there's actually another guy, Darren Cusick, in the Lisbon Triathlon Club. There is going out as well. He's reached out to us, so it'll be definitely good to have a familiar face there as well.
Have somebody that can shout at you from behind or in front or
Or in
whatever it
front.
is.
Call us on.
And will you finish together? Is that the plan, or do you do a lovely, strings rising and a big film climax, sort of two of you crossing the line at one time, or if somebody takes off in the distance?
It won't be so dramatic, but yeah, I think we'll stick together.
I don't think I'd ever speak to Jake again if he left me. If he took off.
No, we'll start as a team and we'll finish as a team for the charity.
Yeah.
It's an amazing story.
Thank you.
Congratulations on what you've achieved already with the Ireland run and the Marathon des Sables. So you're off on the 4th of April, isn't that right?
That's right.
And then the race takes on after that. Come back in.
Yes,
You
definitely.
could be the
Well,
first people
sometime.
to ever come back and report back from the Marathon des Sables.
And if there's anyone out there that would like to support us or give us a wee bit of sponsorship, donate, it's all very much
Jake
appreciated.
and Ross, Jake McBride, Ross Clarke, and NIPANC, NIPANC, if you want to find out more. Thanks a million, guys.
Thanks for having
I
us.
feel like I'm knackered. I feel like I need to go and lie down in the darkened room after even just talking about it.